Well, good morning, YouTube. We're in Monterey, California. We're on the Pacific Coast Highway, and we just bought a Ferrari 488. So let's go drive it and have some fun and tell you all about this amazing car that's for sale through our dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
Yeah, the view doesn't suck here, and well, we just got this car, and I'm driving it all the way back to Fred's place in LA, and I thought, you know what? Let's take the Pacific Coast Highway. I've never done this drive. I hear it's amazing, and already it looks stunning. We have a Ferrari 488. It's 2017, and it is glorious. And here's why I bought this car is because look at this interior. It is so sick. Carbon seats. Oh yeah, with the red accents, red leather accents everywhere. It's just beautiful. So let's hop in and drive, because I still have about 9 hours to go. So I got a long drive. It's gonna suck. All right, YouTube, we are on the Pacific Coast Highway, and we're in a Ferrari. This pretty much is everything you'd want it to be. Oh no, we have construction or something. Well, while we're sitting here waiting, let's talk about this thing. It's glorious Ferrari 488, 5,495 miles on it, of which I've already put 100 of those. And we still have like 200 to go. Got a long day. Picked it up about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I don't think I'm gonna get to Fred's until like midnight or so. Like an it's eight and a half hour drive plus stops. It's worth it for this car because holy shit, this thing's amazing. It's funny because I used to dislike the turbo cars, but I think my willingness to accept them is growing because I do enjoy the fact that they are just stupid powerful. I love the horsepower. I love the way the power rolls on in these things. So I'm kind of getting used to it, and I'm kind of liking it, and I like some of the creature comforts and modern things about this car, like the fact that the Bluetooth connects and talks, you know? That's pretty sweet. I mean, once you get used to a modern car, not having that kind of sucks. You know, I love being able to play the music through this. I love the fact that my cell phone can talk through this really easily. So there is one problem, of course, with the 488, which is the stock exhaust is extraordinarily disappointing, especially when the valves are closed like they are right now. First of all, if you're going to get one of these cars, you 100% need to, at a minimum, get a valve controller, because as you can see, when the valves open, it's not bad, but then valves closed, boring. Valves open, not so bad. See, valves closed, boring. Open. And that's the other problem is sometimes they're open, sometimes they're closed, sometimes you want it to be open, sometimes you don't. Get a valve controller. They're like $400 or something. Get a Forza Componente. We sell those. Go buy them from our website, normalguysupercar.com. Use the code NGS10, hooks you up at 10% off. Well, how am I going to remedy that problem? Well, here's the thing. I bought this car for a few reasons. One, because I just thought it was sick as hell and I kind of wanted it. And admittedly, it's probably not going to do really well for the dealership. We're not going to make a bunch of money on this car, but it's so choice. I love the options it has. It has the axle lift, it has the rear camera, it has carbon fiber front, carbon fiber side blades.
That's carbon fiber.
It's got the red seats, the carbon seats. Oh, these seats are so awesome. I absolutely love them. I know some people don't like these seats. They don't think they're as comfortable. I think they're plenty comfortable. I've been in this car for almost 2 hours now. They're fine. Now granted, you can't be a very large person and sit in these seats very comfortably, and it just ain't gonna work. Here's the other thing. Like I said, what we're gonna do is, I already did this. I already bought a Klein full Inconel exhaust with their new heat shielding for this car. Yeah, I know, I'm an idiot. I bought an exhaust before I bought the car, but we knew we wanted to do a 48, so I wanted to get it, you know, in production because it's still going to take many weeks to get it. I think if we can make this car sound somewhat close to a Ferrari 458, it will change the opinion of a lot of people about whether or not these cars suck. And I think the people are going to say, you know what? I kind of want a 488 now. So, because that's the biggest complaint. The biggest complaint is the sound. So other than the sound, honestly, the steering feels almost identical to the 458. The handling, all those characteristics are very similar to the 458, but improved. The braking's better. The steering's a little bit tighter, a little bit more precise. The responsiveness of the engine is actually better, even though it's a turbo engine. So it's just, in the torque, holy shit, there is so much torque. It's crazy. Huge increase in torque. So that alone, yeah, kind of makes you want to get these things. I know I should probably shut up and let you guys see some of the scenery. Well, I'm kind of waiting until I can get around some of these cars, because right now we're just kind of like putzing along and it sucks. Hopefully we're going to find some open stretches where we can really open this up. Oh, and during this drive, I'm actually going to film the Thursday Night Live. Did you know that every Thursday night we do NGS Live? Yeah, 8 o'clock Central. Join us. It's fun. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Okay, yeah, I should probably get the camera pointing outwards because that's just beautiful. All right. Plenty of power to pass. Yeah, this is the traffic we're dealing with today. It kind of sucks. Oh, hills and curves, next 60 miles. I like that sign. Now, if only I could get around some of this traffic and enjoy those hills and curves instead of just putzing along. Surprisingly, not that much turbo noise. You know, you can hear them a little bit, but you get way more turbo noise out of the F8 and a whole lot more noise in the 296. After like over an hour, I finally broke free of the traffic on the Pacific Coast Highway, and now it's actually really, really fun. I am thoroughly enjoying this road. It's constant twists and turns. Epic. This car is just built for this. This is so good. It's hard to even describe how much fun this car is, and it just hugs the road. Absolute perfection. I have it in race mode now, so it's a little bit tighter on the suspension, and even then, it still does not feel that bad. Good Lord. So much power. So much more torque than the 458. It almost makes the 458 feel slow. It's kind of sickening. Okay. This was worth the suffering of the slow traffic. I was like about to stab myself in the eye with a fork because we were so, like, people weren't driving sort of slow. They were driving like 30 miles an hour. Like, so slow you wanted to kill yourself. Oh, it's so pretty. Woo! She's got some balls. I think I may have caught a little air right there. All right, now we're getting all the good turbo noises and whistles and pops and bangs. Okay, I love this car. I don't think I'm gonna sell it. I think one of you is gonna have to pry it away from me. God, the shifts are so fast. Like perfection fast. Woo, off camber. See, most of the driving's been like this, only worse. This guy's actually going within 10 miles an hour of the speed limit. He's going 10 miles under, but at least within 10. Most people are going like 15 and 20 miles an hour under the speed limit. Oh, now, well, now we're at 15. Yeah. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh. at least we're behind a Porsche now. We'll see if this guy wants to play. Nope, he's pulling over. Thank you, Porsche. You are a kind citizen of the car world. It's crazy because I was watching my ETA to Fred's house. It just kept cranking up and up and up. We lost 15 minutes because it was so slow. I'm proud to say I've gained that back. That makes me feel a little better. Downside is my tank of fuel is not going to last very long at this rate. But that's okay. My lord, look at these turns. Oh, that was a big one. Off camber. That's why I don't want to go too nuts out here. Again, never go 10 tenths on the street. Maybe like 8 tenths. 8 tenths is acceptable. 10 tenths is bad. All it takes is one little corner like that, and off camber, weird turn, and you're off in the ditch. Well, good morning, YouTube. It's the next day. Made it to Fred's house late last night, and the 488 did fantastic. So a couple of interesting notes, and I want to show you some more stuff. Now it's kind of a more controlled environment. Admittedly, trying to show you the car on the side of the highway is not ideal. It sounds terrible and whatever. First of all, one thing I noticed is this thing gets actually pretty good mileage. The gas tank could go almost 400 miles on a single tank of gas if you're not in the go pedal, which admittedly you're gonna. That's not gonna happen. But it can. Really did decent. I think it's actually got a smaller gas tank. I need to verify that than the 458. Second of all, I did finally find some flaws. So now I've really been looking over the car. As we like to say, no car is perfect. No Ferrari is ever perfect. So you got to find the flaws because it makes you feel better to know that, okay, here they are. And identifying them is just good because then, well, at least you can keep track of them and make sure it doesn't get more flaws, or you can try and mitigate those flaws. And, well, the ones that are on this car are easy to mitigate. So let me show you what's wrong with it. And finally, okay, so here's the thing. I kind of don't want to sell this car, but it's for the dealership. So yes, it's for sale. And if you really want it, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com, but I don't want to sell it. So I don't know. I haven't decided on a price yet. Also, I don't want to sell it because I got to wait for the Klein exhaust to come in. I'm also going to put an exhaust controller, so at least we can open and close the valves. And the last thing I might do is I might lower it. That's kind of all I want to do to the car. And then I want to drive it because it's so good. It's so good. Anyway, let me show you the flaw I found. All right, so the first thing is in the sunlight, we can see there are definitely some swirl marks in the paint. So, you know, when you zoom in, you kind of scan the sun across the paint. They clearly didn't do a good paint protection, or, well, they didn't do a good paint correction before putting on the paint protection. So it does have a PPF. The PPF job it's decent. We're big sticklers about those, and usually they're crap. This one's okay. They did an okay job. A few of the edges are kind of wrapped. Like this edge is wrapped, but like this edge is clearly not. That's a more difficult edge to do. It does have PPF on the mirrors and the front clip, and even down there on the carbon fiber splitter. So that's actually a really important piece to have it as well. Okay, but here is the one flaw I found. There is a small scratch. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Let's see if I can get it in the right light. Yeah, I think there it is. Okay, that's it. One little scratch that can be buffed out very easily with a paint correction, which I think I might do to this car because, again, this car is just so good. Oh, it's so good. Oof. It does have, I should say, it does have some scrapes on the rear diffuser. The front of the car, like the underside of the front of the car, doesn't even have any scrapes. It's that clean. It's just amazingly clean. Oh, wait. What have we here? Oh no, a tiny paint chip in the wheel. Dear God. Okay, there we go. Another flaw. Yes, we found 2 flaws. That's kind of really about it. Everything else in this car is just almost perfect. The interior is just epic. Oh, I love the interior. I'm just going to stare at it some more. Look at that. Looks so good. Oh yeah, my radar detector fell off. Oh, it's so hot in there. Oh, it's hot today. Okay. Anyway, there you go. Here's this amazing car. Yeah, if you want it, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. Maybe I'll sell it to you. All right, so you're gonna wanna like, share, and subscribe because we're gonna be working on this car, putting a client exhaust in it as soon as that comes in, which they said was gonna be like 8 or 9 weeks. So it's August, September, October-ish, late October. Car might be sold by then is my guess, but if it is, we'll have to buy another 488 because, well, I wanna do an exhaust on a 488. I wanna show you that you can make these things sound epic. So valve controller should be in very soon. We'll do that as soon as we get it. Lowering the car, we might do that too. And if we do, we'll probably do that before we get the exhaust. So like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell. And of course, go visit normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for your car, including client exhausts. And hit us up if you want to get their new heat shielding. We don't have the price on the website yet. It'll be up there soon, but it's really good stuff. That's gonna do it. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna be doing a lot of car stuff, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.
I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a teeny tiny little scratch right there.
This is Fred's F8, and he now has 262 miles on it. Fred! Drive your damn car!
Look. They say it doesn't matter how much you drive it, it's how you drive it.
Sure.
So
we'll go with that.
If you take about 20 miles of my driving, it equates like about 1,000. Because I drive it.
Really?
A lot.
I don't know about that.
You know what they say. I could swear I had over 300 miles on it. I don't really take it far. I'll just take it to like a car meet or something like that, and I'll come back. And I mean, honestly, I have no place to go. Because you're all in Texas.
You need to drive it.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm bad.
I drove more than that on the way here today, or yesterday.
Gosh, you probably put like over 600 miles, right?
It was like 4 something.
Yeah.
I think I put 100 of those miles on your car.
You're probably right. It came with 32, so.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we put 200 miles on it. I could swear I had more. Seriously.
We can remedy that.
Yeah. So occasionally, if your Ferrari starts squeaking, I have a great remedy. Use Magic Lube for your squeaky problems.
And other purposes.
Yes, Magic Lube.